2018 Camry. Toyota. Let's go places.
The Valley on ESPN3.
Loyal.
From A-Ride McCutcheon Stadium on the campus of the University of Evansville, this is MVC Soccer on the Valley on ESPN3. Evansville Purple Aces taking on the Drake Bulldogs alongside Kyle Peach. I'm Matt Reed. And Kyle, both teams in very different spots in their season. Both teams looking for a win in the middle part of the conference season.
Yeah, getting to the nitty-gritty here as you take a look at the Missouri Valley Conference standings. Drake at the top, the only team left undefeated in conference play at 3-0. Evansville, bottom of the pack, 0-3. They'd like to pull off a shocker here on homecoming day.
Some key players to look at for Drake. It's been Rebecca Rogers' show all season for him.
Yeah, no doubt about it. A Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Week nominee earlier in the season. 12 goals, that's tied for 9th nationally, pacing the Valley.
And compared to a senior in Rogers, a freshman in Jamie Lee Hunter for the Purple Aces.
Yeah, both teams with good number 9s here today. The freshman in Jamie Lee Hunter, obviously up-and-coming star in Evansville. 3 goals on the season, looking for a big day for her.
Sure to be an exciting game. We got great weather here. Coming up next, it's the Valley on ESPN3.
Say what you like, pay no mind, 'cause I've heard it before 1,000 times. You can break my bones, but you'll never.
While other insurance companies just see a truck, we see something you've worked really hard for. So why not give it the protection it deserves?
It's just what you see.
Vast amounts of data are now available to every industry and discipline. The problem, not many know what the data means. The new Data Science degree program at the University of Evansville will help you learn to apply techniques and convert data into valuable insights that can change the world. With twice the number of jobs as trained scientists to fill them, the average salary for a data scientist is now $118,000. To find out if this program could be right for you, schedule a visit to UE today.
Just had the national anthem here from A.R. McCutcheon Stadium. Is getting ready for kickoff here. Taking a look at the starting lineups. First, the Drake Bulldogs in a standard 4-4-2 formation. We talked about Rebecca Rogers. She's a key player up top.
Now you look at the 3 there up front. Borman, Brand, and Rogers in the front. Schmidt, Waniger, and Salisbury in the middles. Morris in goal. Coach, high praise for her and her defensive prowess, captaining the defense for Krista McKendry's ball club.
And for Evansville Purple Aces, on the flip side, 4-3-3 formation with a strong 4 on the backside, but it's going to be up top with the 3 with Portnier, Hunter, and Lear, who's going to be the real key as Evansville's got to have to put up some goals.
Lindsey Horner, of course, the coach from Drake. Krista McKendry at Evansville, as you said, 4-3-3. Till in goal today for Evansville. As you take a look at the lineup there for Evansville, a lot of shots probably going to come her way here today from a very potent Drake offense.
And we talked about the talent of Drake offense, 23 goals on the season, 10-3-1 record as it's a beautiful day. Could not ask for better weather for soccer here on a Saturday afternoon.
You can't ask for better weather for much in mid-October than in the mid-80s here this afternoon. A great homecoming afternoon. A good day for MVC soccer.
Take a look at Drake Bulldogs in their gray road uniforms with the white numbering on the back side there with the blue socks. Evansville in their home orange jerseys with the white numbering. Don't usually see the orange jerseys, but I think that's a good look.
It is a good look. People may be confused. They're the Purple Aces clad in all orange.
It's true.
But it has become one of the primary colors for Evansville through the years. In fact, if my UE history is correct, A-Rad McCutcheon, we're playing at his stadium here, the legendary basketball coach in Evansville history, kind of introduced the orange into the uniform back in the day, and it's kind of taken here to Evansville, one of their primary colors, despite being known as the Purple Aces.
The Purple Aces, but as you mentioned, one of the primary colors with purple is that orange, and that is what the Purple Aces are sporting today. As we're getting ready for kickoff, Evansville starting it with Hunter blasting it over to the near side, and Molly Lear, the junior, sees it fall out of play. And we're happy to have you here on the Valley on ESPN3. Alongside Kyle Peach, I'm Matt Reed, giving you this broadcast of Missouri Valley Conference women's soccer.
Well, I think for Evansville, obviously, you're coming in playing as the underdog here today, and perhaps that may put all the pressure on Drake, but boy, hasn't Drake had the pressure on them pretty much all season. A good thing going in Drake and Missouri Valley play, and Evansville going to try to pull the upset here this afternoon.
Definitely. The Drake Bulldogs having the target on their backs for the past couple of seasons with all the success that Coach Horner has brought to Drake in the past couple of seasons. It's Drake with possession, playing on their back line. Have to clear it away as Evansville players coming in close.
Coach Horner talking about Drake's success this season, and she says, we have goals, we have team goals. We don't want to try to really overthink and focus solely on those goals. We go a game at a time, a half at a time, and you want to go out and compete. You want to win each half, and that strategy has proved to be pretty good for Drake on the season, now at the top of the Missouri Valley Conference.
Here's Evansville with their first real standard possession with Montana Portnier on that far side. Play forward. Hunter, who we talked about in the pregame, is that played away, and now a long ball trying to find Rogers. Morgan Blair going to kick it away for Evansville.
Drake talking about the fact that they have not lost since September the 7th. That's their last loss. Over a month of undefeated play here for Drake. They say in that stretch, one of their keys is to be the team that scores first. Now, that sounds like an easy strategy to follow. You want to score, obviously, but that's how you stay in control of the match, and that has been really what has guided Drake to this big winning streak they're on right now.
And they're trying to score first, but definitely as Drake starts to build an attack in their offensive third, playing it back. It's Hurt coming up. Now Waniger, a couple heads. Rogers finds it at her feet. Play it back. Shot on. Saved off the post. That was Brand taking the shot. Another ball comes into the box, and Michaela Till watches that one collect into her hands. But scary times. That was Alyssa Brand taking the shot off the crossbar. Yeah,
what a shot it was. I think maybe Till was as surprised as anyone to see that ball get through from that far out and then had to deflect it off the post. Already a poster on the board here for Drake on the afternoon.
Yeah, shot on goal, as you mentioned, as the Bulldogs get the ball back. Borman plays a through ball forward to Anna Schmitz. Ruby challenging for the Purple Aces, Jabez Ruby, and taking it away. She'll go 1-2 to Rickett. Rickett now trying to get around Schmitz. Throw in called on that far side. Taking another look at that shot from Brand, as pretty far out, but she has the confidence to take that shot. And as you mentioned, Till not thinking that it's going to be that close, but going off the crossbar there.
Yeah, I don't think if she does not touch that ball, I think it's in the back of the net. It just was deflected there by Till to save the goal for Evansville. Got to try to flip the script here. Got to try to get the ball on your offensive side of the field here if you're Evansville, and trying for the takeaway right here.
Kayla Harvey challenging Rachel Waniger, the senior for the Bulldogs. Straight plays to their back line. Far side, it's Casey Hurt moving forward. Goes up to Schmitz. And taken away, Purple Aces and Sarah Osinski. And Hunter Osinski. Can't keep possession there. That's Schmitz. Moving forward. Morgan Blair for Evansville collects. Trying to find someone in open space. Finds Ruby. Forward to Portnier. Now Molly Lear challenged. There by Hurt. Bulldogs play forward now. Rogers. Back. That is Salisbury. Waniger takes the shot on, but collected by Till. Not a lot of pace on that shot. and Till able to collect it easily. The freshman from Avon, Indiana, Michaela Till, in goal for Evansville. Playing in her 14th game of the season, has played in all 14 games, has started all 14 games, but has not played every minute of the season. But just a freshman, 192 goals against average with a 69% save percentage. See a lot of potential there in Michaela Till for Evansville.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Very good in goal here for Evansville. Has seen her fair share of shots on this season as well. And Evansville, pretty good in the first half, all things considering. 9 times this season they've held their opponent without a goal in the first half, and already 2 saves on the day here in goal for Evansville in this first half of play, trying to throw another 0 up on the board.
This one's crossed in by the Bulldogs, cleared away by the Purple Aces as far with the feet. Going on the far side, or near side, I should say. Casey Hurt. Waniger trying to get around Harvey. Harvey with the challenge there. Good strength from Michaela Harvey. Harvey looking for someone. Goes to Molly Lear. Hurt back there. And Gorham going to play all the way back to keeper Haley Morris. Talked about Till, the freshman, Haley Morris, the senior for Drake. And can't get better numbers than Haley Morris. 122 goals against average. As Evansville building attack, Jamie Lee Hunter and the left foot, through ball, Portnier turning, has defenders on her, gonna lead it off to Hunter, challenge in the box, takes a shot. Morris saving it there.
Yeah, nice save in the box there for the Drake goalie, and again, we talked about their success in goal here as well. Another ball that gets free and a quick shot toward the goal, waiting at the correct side of the post that time. A nice job in goal there. For Drake and Haley Morris. She's a difference maker. That's one of the things that Drake's coach talks about. 72 saves on the season coming in here, leading the Missouri Valley Conference in that department, and picks up another one right there.
As Harvey with the challenge. Foul call. There'll be a free kick for the Bulldogs.
Evansville has been in some foul trouble, if you will, throughout the course of this season. Something that no doubt they like the aggressive play, and especially when you're an underdog, you're probably going to try to play a little bit more aggressive. But Evansville 20th in the nation, tops in the Valley in fouls per game, coming in about a little over 6 per match. Also, Evansville last year finishing 16th nationally at 3.4 goals per match. So a team that is aggressive, and when you're aggressive, you'll see a few more fouls out there.
A lot of discipline in their fouls, as you mentioned. A lot of fouls, but on the season, only 3 yellow cards across this team. This one's in the box and headed above Till and above the crossbar.
Got a player down, shaken up there for Drake, trying to head that ball in the goal. A well set up play, and if you're Till, you gotta pick which way you're going to go there and where you think the shot's going to come. And looked like perhaps the shot was going to come from far out, so she makes the play there. It goes down to the middle, and the header just misses long, or misses wide over the top of the goal there.
Yeah, Rebecca Rogers for the Bulldogs. And definitely when Drake has an offensive chance, Rogers is somewhere involved, and she was there with the header. I mentioned Till made the decision to come up forward. She's lucky that Rogers could not get the right head on there to put in the back of the net. Bulldogs throw in. It's Borman near side. Gets a throw in a few feet forward. Taking a throw in. Casey Hurt, the senior. On ball, trying to find Rogers. One played up. Blair clears it as far as Schmitz, who tried to find Rogers. Goal kick coming up for the Purple Aces and Michaela Till. No score between the two teams, but both teams having a good amount of chances on goal. Just can't find the back of the net.
Drake definitely has been the team that's had the ball in their offensive end more so far here early, with a couple of good-looking shots, about 3, maybe another one coming here.
Here's Rogers getting around Leeser, but it goes off Leeser. Till can't get to it before it goes across that touch line on the far side, and it'll be the first corner kick we see of this ball game.
And because of the deflection there off of Evansville, Drake will have the corner kick. And as you said, first chance to see one of those here on the afternoon. We'll see how Evansville aligns defensively and the play call is from the Drake sideline on how they position their players. You know, soccer is a lot like chess.
Yeah.
And you move, I counter, and we'll see how it works out here on this corner kick.
Very spread out on the Drake Bulldogs. And this one's a low corner, played near the box and cleared away. Her place is right there. Now a counterattack building as Montana Portnier comes away with it. Up to Hunter with Salisbury on her. And Salisbury forces Hunter to run out of room. Throw in for the Bulldogs.
Well, if you're Till right there, obviously your heart starts beating a little bit seeing that corner kick come into the box that far down inside, but somehow, some way, was deflected out by the defense.
It's the Bulldogs with possession. Casey Hurt threw ball as she was looking for Waniger to move forward, but it'll just be a throw in after the miscommunication. Sierra Pagan throwing in for Evansville. First time we've called her name. The junior. Now the Bulldogs building attack with Schmitz. Finding Rogers. Rogers to Waniger. Waniger trying to connect with Borman. Purple Aces get it back. Lear. Lear challenging with Hurt. Hurt comes up with it. Hurt still with it, but can't go forward as it'll be a throw-in for Evansville, but good aggressive play there from Casey Hurt, the senior.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Very aggressive and very determined to keep possession of that ball right there, and just an all-out effort there as well. And a good job defensively for Evansville to swarm to the middle of the field, follow the ball, and got enough bodies in there to disrupt the attack before just a couple of minutes ago there.
Waniger with space. Has Blair on her. Waniger crossing it. Best Ruby for Evansville. Clears it away. Headed up once. Played down by Harvey. The Purple Aces go on this near side with Pagan. The ball stays in play. And it will trickle out eventually. But very far down the field for a Drake throw-in.
You know, Drake, we talking with their coach before the match here this afternoon, talked about some of the keys for them here today to remain the team unbeaten, knowing that they've got that big target on their back. Want to be very organized. They want to be the first to the ball, and looks like they're going to be first to this one here. Yeah,
good head on by Rogers. Now Borman finds it at her feet. Borman crossing it. Evansville can't pick it up. An offside called, as I believe that was Brand coming in for Drake. I'll have to see the number on that one.
Looks like, again, just coming in offside 18 Brand that time, trying to get out ahead and commits the offside violation.
She had the overlapping run there, but could not stay on side. It's another Drake challenge in the box that is fought off. Now here Drake comes back again with Anna Schmitz. Schmitz entering the box. Crossing it, cleared away. Morgan Blair. Good play as Hannah Borman was right there. Drake, secondary cross, cleared once. Brand, waiting, left-footed shot, off the post.
Wow.
Melissa Brand and that post are not friends right now.
They have not gotten along here this afternoon, but boy, isn't this Drake attack relentless as you take a look again, lining up the shot and just missing off the sidebar that time. Just another great shot there for Drake, and Evansville's going to have to pick it up defensively a little bit. Drake getting a lot of open runs, open field runs, trying to set up plays to the cross to the middle, and they've got Evansville on their backs right now, backpedaling a bit. Drake very aggressive on the offensive end,
and they're just relentless. It's not always the first cross or the second. Sometimes the third try on goal or into the box is where Drake is able to succeed. Evansville trying to build a possession of their own. Harvey plays it down. Lear can't collect it. It'll be a throw-in for the Bulldogs right at that midfield stripe. A little yards back, as they'll call it.
Frustrating there for Evansville, starting to build the attack as you talked about, and then losing it out of bounds kind of off a misplay that time. Evansville's not had that many opportunities on offense yet. Looking for more here, and frustrated to see that one go by the wayside.
Here is Allie Smith, the senior. His through ball, stopped by Osinski. Hunter.
Good pass.
Lear trying to find if she can find Hunter again, but the defense right there to stop her. As you mentioned, a good lead pass from Hunter. Lear just found herself in no room. Now the Bulldogs with a counterattack. Borman. Through ball. Schmitz trying to track it down with Rickett right there. Rickett holding firm, getting the possession back. Good defense there from Emily Rickett. She finds it at her feet now.
Yeah, the sophomore out of Cincinnati did a really good job that time of disrupting the play for Drake. They want to be good in transition. That's one of the things that they've talked about. They want to be good in transition. They have been good in transition, getting a lot of open looks, but Rickard stopping that one with good defensive pressure.
The Bulldogs thinking about a cross. They will cross it. Headed away by Pagan. And the Purple Aces. The Bulldogs get it back. Good header from Rogers. Finding Schmitz. Rickett again there, but it'll be a corner kick as she can only clear it away as far as the goal line on that far side. Second corner kick coming up for the Drake Bulldogs.
Second corner kick. They've had 5 shots. 1 shot on goal here so far in this one. Evansville just credited with 1 shot, which was on goal here in this match.
Casey Hurt, the senior, setting up for the Bulldogs on that far side post. They went short with the corner last time. Let's see what they do. One more middle into the box. Kicked away by Blair. As far as the edge of the box. Bulldogs pick it up. Here's Linda Fiorti. Another cross. Headed up. Lear. Headed down. And cleared as far as Alyssa Brand, who sends another one, but Rogers was offside there.
Yeah, second time that Drake's been called for being offsides, but they're the aggressor right now. They've been very aggressive. Seen a lot of attacks toward the goal, and Evansville defense has been good enough to stop those attacks to this point here in this match, but got to start again, flipping field position, getting on the attack. That's what Evansville's trying to set up here.
As they can't keep possession there, the Bulldogs playing forward. Rogers looking for open space. Finds it in Borman. Borman challenged by Morgan Blair. Blair able to clear it away. It's a good smart play from Morgan Blair. Only her 5th game played so far in her freshman season, but a lot of confidence in that defender.
Yeah,
back line.
Didn't look like a freshman that time, getting the ball out of harm's way there. Setting up a throw in for Drake on the far side, but just a great defensive play.
This one headed down. Bulldogs still challenging the box. Will be a goal kick given to the Purple Aces.
Yeah, and again, another attack in the direction of the goal here for Drake as they again continue to be the aggressor here today, but Evansville, as they have done a lot this season, keeping the opponents off the board here in the first half. Still lots of time left, though, here in this first half of play.
With the goal kick, Bulldogs retain possession. Hunter trying to get away from Elaine Gorham. Bulldogs play forward. Now back. Allie Smith with Hunter on her back. Here's Annie Schmitz. Headed up. Headed a second time. Played down. Salisbury. Forward, trying to find Schmitz. Too far out of her reach. Throw in for the Purple Aces, I should say.
Well, you talk about this series, and you look at the records here this year. Drake at 3-0, Evansville at 0-3 in MVC play. You would think that Drake would be running away with this all-time series. Evansville will get it here, but it's evened up, 10 games apiece, and actually it's Evansville who, throughout the course of this season, throughout the course of these meetings, that has kind of dominated. Evansville's won 3 of the last 4. As you take a look, the 21st all-time meeting here today, trying to break the tie of 10-all. Evansville won last year at Drake, 1-0.
Evansville, as you mentioned, really controlling this series, even with the talent level of 2 of these teams. But 10-10, not seeing a tie between these 2 teams yet in their series history.
Evansville has lost 5 in a row, counting the 3 Missouri Valley Conference play games. One of those an overtime loss at Middle Tennessee State back in mid-September. Evansville trying to find their winning ways again. 4-9 are the Aces overall on the season. And Drake, meanwhile, is on a run, as you know, in Missouri Valley Conference play at 3-0 now. As you take a look at the best and worst of times for Drake, they started the season going 3-3-1, but September the 10th, a big day, a turnaround for Drake. They've gone 7-0. Evansville started at 500 through the first 8, but have dropped the last 5.
Yeah, just 2 different seasons so far since that September 10th mark. Drake trying to keep up that play. Evansville trying to find something here as this one's played forward. Montana Portnier in the box, finds it at her feet. Portnier trying to get around defender. Played back to goalie Morris. She boots it away.
What confidence by the defender there from Drake. When you've got a player from Evansville that's on the attack, moving the ball towards the goal to go ahead and kick it to your keeper.
Yeah.
Confidence in the keeper and her ability to know what you're doing and get rid of the ball there. And kind of one of those plays that, if it doesn't go exactly as planned, could be an own goal type situation.
Yeah, it's a scary situation, as you mentioned, if it's not set up perfectly.
So a good play all around, and that's one of the things that Drake and their coach Lindsey Horner have talked about, the fact that there's a lot of trust in the keeper.
This one bouncing in the box. Pagan just going to watch it go over the end line after the free kick. Out the halfway mark of this first half. No score between the two teams. Drake definitely the aggressor on this one with 4 shots, 2 on goal. But Till has been up for the challenge for both of those shots on goal. Evansville, respectively, only the lone shot that was on goal. Playing back. Here is Morris. Forward to Smith. Or that is Gorham, I should say. Morris to the flip side. It's Hurt. To Smith. Smith now with it at her feet. Gorham.
You called Allie Smith's name right there, number 19, the senior defensive player from Lenexa, Kansas. And high praise from Coach Lindsey Horner for her center back. Says she anchors the back line, the big key moment type of player.
Yeah.
Calls her a captain, and despite the fact that she's small in stature, she's one of the best defensive players in the league, and that's a big compliment from your head coach.
And she says when they need a play on that back line, they look to Allie Smith. Both teams trying to build an attack, and Bulldogs will have a chance here with this set piece.
They're going to be set a little further back than I thought perhaps it was going to be, but another chance for Drake to set up a design play right here.
As you mentioned earlier, the Bulldogs take this free kick. It's one over the head of everybody, and Till's going to watch it over the goal line, but so far, Evansville leading in the foul department. 4 fouls on this game compared to only 1 for Drake, and
kind of not a surprise
No.
from the stats we've been seeing on the season, and a little surprised to not see something else develop on that play with Drake taking the shot, just trying to throw it over the top of everyone and get lucky. But the keeper would be out of position, and defended well there by Evansville. In the net there by Till.
Evansville trying to build something. Here's Jamie Lee Hunter, the freshman. Hunter tried to play forward to Portnier. It's cleared away. Yeah, throw in for the Purple Aces. Or no, throw in for the Bulldogs. That was deflected off Portnier there.
Yeah, deflected there as Evansville unlucky on that time. As Drake will throw it in and play it on here. And boy, they get quickly down the field, don't they?
Borman trying to connect with Salisbury on that far side, and a little too far for her. Another goal kick coming for Michaela Till.
Till's been busy today in the box for Evansville, but done a good job so far. A little over halfway through this first half of play as you see the change for Evansville. Schroeder in, Lear out here at the 20-minute mark of this first half.
Katie Schrader checking in for Evansville. Goal kick sent high. And Schrader, just into the game, finds it at her feet. Schrader tries to go around Hurt. Foul called. So Schrader gets a touch and a foul in her first minute of action.
First minute, first 30 seconds, first 15 seconds. Welcome to the game.
Drake tried to play it quick. It's taken away, but the Bulldogs have it back. That far side. Moving forward, it's Schmitz. Tries to cross it. Borman plays it down. Now finds the feet of Rogers. Rogers, one defender. He's going to take the low shot. Blocked. But now it's Waniger. Rogers, delivered shot over the crossbar there. As she put everything she could into that one, just too high. Michaela Till will set up for the goal kick.
Well, you talk about Rogers and the fact that she's having an all-conference MVP caliber year for Drake, and 10 goals in 7 matches that she's scored. Such a dangerous threat. Actually, we're told by Drake that she was recruited by Evansville, so took a look at Evansville and making her college choice, ended up going to Drake, and definitely has grown and blossomed at her time for these Bulldogs.
Sinski was pulled down, no call there, and Evansville will retain possession. Now advantage called now. So it's Hunter on that far side. Hunter tries to cross it in, and saved over the netting there by Morris. As that thought it was a cross, it became a shot from Jamie Lee Hunter. Take a look as that one is on goal, and Morris doing all she can to block that one, setting up a corner kick for the Purple Aces now.
Well, that's another save for Haley Morris, and maybe one of the best she's had. Had to leap high to deflect that one away, and just a great shot taken there by Evansville, trying to maximize the opportunities. They've had limited chances down at this end, but a great look that time that was defended well in goal.
Hunter delivers the ball short. It'll be back to Hunter to try and set something up again. Hunter now all the way back. Here's Pagan crossing it forward in the box. Harvey, Ruby to Rickett. Through ball, Sinski finds some space. Sarah Sinski going to take the shot on. Off the post, headed back, and it's a score for Evansville.
What a play. What persistence out of Evansville. A good deflection by Morris that deflected off the crossbar but couldn't clear it cleanly. And Evansville comes up, the header in, and who would have thunk? Evansville on top.
Montana Portnier with the goal credited there, as you mentioned, off the deflection, off the post. Portnier in the right position to head that one in. And Evansville with the 1-0 lead on the number 1 team in the Missouri Valley Conference, Drake Bulldogs.
Drake, they're not used to being in this position. Haven't been in a long time. They find themselves down. We talked about that series, though, all time. Evansville always in the hunt with Drake. 10-10 all time this series, and Evansville game for the challenge here this afternoon.
Now becomes a different game, and 16:58 play in this first half. Evansville holding a lead against the Bulldogs, as Drake has been aggressive so far in this one, and you kind of expect that to tune up a little bit, now trailing in this one. Bulldogs have not lost a game since September 10th. Have not had a result other than a win since 17th, as that is a free kick over everyone, and Till will collect for the goal kick. But now the Bulldogs in a bit of unfamiliar territory here. Till will set up the goal kick. Now, Kyle, in this situation, Evansville able to get the goal there just a few minutes ago on First of all, a solid shot from Sarah Osinski that Morris had to play away, and then Portnier right there. But do you kind of take that momentum and see if you can strike back? As you expect Drake to play more on the attack, possibly see a counterattack for Evansville. Do you see that aggressive tune-up for Evansville as well?
Well, you know, I'm a big believer in play the way they got you here.
Yeah.
Stay aggressive if you're Evansville. If you change to try to go into protection mode, that's when Drake can come up and pounce. If I've looked at this correctly, Drake has not trailed in a soccer game since their loss to number 16 Wisconsin back on September 7th. So that's how uncharted territory this is for Drake. They played to a tie with South Dakota State on September 10th, but they led 2-0 in that one. They played a couple of overtime games against University of Illinois Chicago and Western Illinois, but they had leads in that game. So uncharted waters here for Drake, certainly in Missouri Valley Conference play, trailing for the first time in league action.
As you mentioned, 3-0 are the Bulldogs so far this season after wins against UNI, Indiana State, and Valparaiso. First two very comfortable wins for the Bulldogs, but the last one against their rival UNI a little tougher. But now here comes Evansville with another chance here. As playing forward, Tara McMillan, who's coming to the game for Evansville, making it.
No handball called there. Evansville,
but a throw
there might have been, but they'll have the throw in. And I like the play by Osinski to send that ball back near here, the midline, and really fired it long downfield to give Evansville the chance at the offensive end.
Now Osinski, a couple steps back, going to try for the long throw in. Send this one near side of the box. Back to Osinski. Cross in, headed away. Still in a dangerous spot. Leeser comes up. Evansville still with it. Can't clear it, and now the Bulldogs do finally clear it as Evansville in control of that possession and able to do what they want. Still with the possession with Rickett playing it forward.
You know, we saw Drake as the aggressor earlier. We see Evansville get a break and get a goal, and really since the goal, it's been Evansville that really has had possession for the most part on their offensive end. And I don't know that it's it may be the orange jerseys. I mean, they're kind of easy to see out there, but wherever the ball is, there's a lot of orange on your screen. Evansville doing a good job of getting in the passing lanes here for Drake, not allowing them those free open shots they may be a little more accustomed to.
Well, they're definitely not making it easy as stepping in front of that one, Leeser. Now Schmidt's trying to take the shot. Played back. Now it is Casey Hurd on this near side with space. See if she tries to cross it in. That's Pagan on her right. Now she will try with the cross. Played down, not really, but finding the feet of Portnier for the Purple Aces.
Yeah, where was the play? Nobody there to pick up the ball. Right on the box there. Nobody there from Drake, and Evansville takes over. And we'll have a throw in here.
Evansville with the lead here. And possession with 12:30 to go in this first half. Osinski with the ball for Evansville. Plays it forward into open space. Bulldogs will have to track back. Here is Elaine Gorham. Middle of the defense. Plays back to Allie Smith. Smith plays forward. No one can get it for the Bulldogs. Schrader for Evansville. Good step in front there from Rachel Waniger. Kicked up a couple times. Schrader. A challenge there on Hurt. And Hurt able to get it away from Schrader. Good stick-to-itiveness from Casey Hurt, and she has the ball at her feet. Trying to find Rogers, just the two not on the same page there. Leeser with a lot of confidence to get away from Rogers. Evansville plays forward.
Now that may be my favorite term all time, stick-to-itiveness.
Yeah.
There you go. Rock that word. That's awesome. Good play. Good call, good play, and a lot of stick-to-itiveness there. I like it.
Bulldogs staying with it. Hannah Borman on this near side. Crossing it, trying to find Rogers. Now trying to get to Casey Rohan, who's come into the game for the Bulldogs, the sophomore. Last touch by Purple Ace. It'll be another corner kick for the Bulldogs on this near side now.
Third corner kick, I believe, here of the match here for Drake, and they will make a change as Weiniger checks out. Olivia Bruce checking in, number 22. You see her there. Bruce, a freshman out of Lakeville, Minnesota. 5'9" forward position, and Drake will have the corner kick here on the near side. It's Hurt, the senior, setting it up.
Hurts has taken every corner kick so far for the Bulldogs, and she'll have this one. Looking to play it on her left foot from the near side corner. Takes it low, headed up, but over the crossbar. So that was Hannah Borman getting a head-on for the Bulldogs.
Virtually everything's been high here for Drake on their offensive attacks. The crossbar's been hit multiple times, but generally speaking, it's all been high over the net. Drake not able as of yet to cash in, and Evansville still with that scoreless streak in that first half. They have done a good job of that throughout the season, holding their opponents scoreless in the first half of play, and now playing with a lead. I just want to see that streak continue here.
And here is Bruce, fresh off the bench, crossing it. Good play there, as Morgan Blair had to keep it from going into the middle, as Rebecca Rogers was looming. It'll just be a throw-in for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, you got to always know where Rogers is if you're Evansville on the field, and they've done a good job so far today, but Rogers still has gotten her chances off, just Evansville making it a little rougher for her.
Hurt, long throw-in into the box, headed up. Osinski plays it back to Pagan, clears it forward.
Give some space here. That's the idea of that play there out of Evansville, wanting to kind of loosen up a bit defensively and give Drake the throw in back near midfield.
Minute mark has reached single digits as we're under 9 minutes to play, with Evansville holding the slim 1-goal lead. Near that goal line, kept in nicely there by Bruce. Bulldogs try to play it down, but Katie Schrader getting in front of it there. Evansville with Osinski now.
Nice play.
Osinski trying to track it down. Smith has to get all the way back to it.
1-on-3 there, but a good ball by Osinski to move it down the field. But Drake, here they come again.
Bruce led it forward to Rogers. And now a foul called on Casey Rohan. The challenge for the Bulldogs. Free kick for Evansville. A rare foul for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, rare foul against Drake. Evansville, the team with the most fouls coming in. You take a look. Aggressive play for Evansville. Foul on Drake.
Be Blair to take the free kick for Evansville.
Try that again. Back up. Try it again.
Schrader, the recipient. Last played off of Borman, and it'll be a throw-in for Evansville.
Schrader checking out here for Evansville. I like her play. I like Schrader on the field. She comes out, did not start today, comes out and gives some quality minutes for this Evansville team and make a change there. Drake also going to the bench with Wilder coming in.
Wilder comes in for Drake. Jenna Zabinski coming in for Evansville, so freshman comes in for freshman. Two girls with a lot of talent there in Schrader and Zabinski, and with the senior class that's leaving in a few months for Evansville, those are two girls that they want to lean on if you're Coach McKendry. But here's a senior on the far side in Montana Portnier. She holds the only goal of the game, crosses it in, looking to be an assist player here. Evansville will have the throw in on that far side. Evansville trying to play forward again. Here comes the cross, a nice cross, finding the back post. Headed down. It'll be a goal kick.
A quality look there by Evansville. You talk about Portnier, the senior, the forward out of Ontario, Canada. As we take a look at it again, the header just headed toward the wrong direction that time. Off the head there of Evansville, but Portnier, team leader in career starts and minutes, goals, assists, points, shots, and shots on goal. That pretty much says it all. And Portnier, the leader here today on the offensive end for Evansville.
This is a girl that's missed one season due to injury.
Right.
She missed her sophomore season, but played big minutes last year as she was the team leader in a lot of those categories you talked about: goals, assists, shots, and shots on goal last season, coming off injury. But in her senior year, she's looking to be a leader and has been with her play through 14 games. So crossed in, headed down. For places, good turn there from Portnier and leading it to Rickett. Rickett has a long ball over the top.
Good play there in the middle by Drake to stop the attack, but Evansville still trying to play it on here.
And Gorham there in the middle of the defense. Now getting it Sopinski. First time we've seen Sopinski. Faces Hurt. Forces Hurt to go back to Gorham now on the back line.
You know, as we get later, if Drake can't score here in the last 5 minutes of this match, what do you think changes strategically, if anything, for Drake? You come in with a monster winning streak. You come in expected to be the victor, playing the team at the bottom of the conference standings. Does something change when you get later stages here? The later this goes, at what point does the strategy change, if it does?
Well, with a lot of coaches in college soccer, when they need a goal, they send players forward. And for Drake, they have a few players that play in that kind of holding midfield position. One of a note in Brooke Salisbury plays in that kind of defensive midfield position. So she's someone that could move up into the more the attacking position. Yes, that would take away a possible defender if Evansville has a counterattack, but if Drake's in a position where they need goals, she's a player that I expect to move forward in the offense.
So adjusting some personnel, perhaps. At what point? I'm asking you. You're the soccer expert of the two of us. At what point do you make that move, though? At what point do you start becoming concerned that you're going to get shut out here and need at least a goal to tie?
Well, I think if you want a play to a tie, you would think the 15-minute mark would start, a 15-minute left mark I'm talking about in the second half, would be a position where you really need to kick it in gear if you have not scored then.
Long ways from that point.
Long way from that, yeah. But this Drake team, I mean, scoring 23 goals so far in 14 games. They know how to score, but now they're facing a new situation. And I mean, not a new situation for Coach Horner in her career, but for this team. Adjustments have to be made.
Yeah, a lot of seniors out here, though, a lot of leaders. I mean, it's definitely not panic time for Drake, certainly concern time for the Bulldogs. Down 1-0, getting closer to halftime here. And, you know, and credit to Evansville. I mean, like we said, you have seen orange jerseys kind of swarm around the ball on the defensive end and really limited Drake's chances to get any clean shots off. And they've had shots, don't get me wrong. They've taken a few, and Tills had to go to work a couple of times in that box for Evansville to deflect some shots, a couple of off the crossbar, but definitely Evansville has been good defensively, and that's probably most important, especially now that they've got a 1-goal lead.
Yeah, it is no accident that Evansville is in the lead. They had good defensive play, led to a good offensive chance that they made the most of when they had it, getting the goal there. But Drake leading in the shot department so far, but really since that goal, they've been shut down, not being able to get any offensive chances towards the box. As they're building attack now on this far side, knowing that the time is running down on the first half, under 2 minutes to play. Bulldogs trying to strike even. Good through ball. Crossing it, headed away. Good confidence there. Sierra Pagan had Rebecca Rogers on her right there, but she played it away, and Evansville with a counterattack coming. You see the orange jerseys coming up forward as it's Sopinski playing it to Osinski. Back to Sopinski. Evansville, Sopinski, good move. Crossing it. Here's Harvey. Cleared away. As 1 minute left here in this first half.
Situation here for Drake with Evansville having to sprint back defensively here as they try to slow it up to set it up.
Here's Bruce trying to challenge. Leeser as shot taken and scoring is Hannah Wilder. The senior ties it up with 42 seconds to go in the first half, and unmarked, Wilder came in and put it to the far post.
Well, I told you, concern there on the Evansville behalf. So many players had just made that last push downfield, and the ball got so far downfield so quickly, setting up the goal, goes just in on the backside of the play, and what a shot, what a move. And Hannah Wilder, second goal of the season, coming with 42 seconds left on the clock, and boy, what a momentum shifter right before halftime.
Yeah, momentum now with the Bulldogs here after the goal. Just over 30 seconds to play, and that one's out of play. See if Evansville tries to build an attack with the few seconds they have remaining in this half. New into the game for the Purple Aces, as that's Carson Kleinrich. Bulldogs get it back, cleared forward. Blair forward to Rickett. Ruby. Rickett sends it high in the air. And Sierra Pagan just going to watch that one go out of bounds after the header. And at the half, the Bulldogs strike in the final minute of the half to come within even after Evansville's goal earlier in the half. 1-1 the score between the Purple Aces and the Bulldogs. We're going to go to halftime as you're watching the Valley on ESPN3.
I love you, a bushel and a peck, a bushel and a peck, though you make my heart a wreck, make my heart a wreck, and you make my life a mess, make my life a mess, yes, a mess of happiness.
While other insurance companies just see a house, we see the home you've worked really hard for. So why not give it the protection it deserves?
The Logistics and Supply Chain Management major at the University of Evansville prepares students to know how best to plan and manage the flow of goods, services, and information at all points in the supply chain. These careers are in high demand. Currently 6 jobs for every qualified applicant. First among private accredited universities in Indiana, UE's Logistics and Supply Chain Management program will prepare you with the knowledge and skills employers desire. Schedule a visit to UE today.
We have leaders. We exceed goals. And make new memories every single day. Celebrating 25 years of women's athletics, we are the Missouri Valley Conference.
Back here at Aaron McCutcheon Stadium, halftime, as we have a little bubble soccer here for our halftime festivities. It's homecoming weekend, and it's a 1-1 score between the Evansville Purple Aces and the Drake Bulldogs here in this one. And man, we thought it was going to be all Evansville in the first half, but Drake striking in the final minute to score.
Yeah, kind of frustrating there for Evansville to see that lead evaporate inside the last minute of the first half of play. And you'll take a look at some of the highlights here from the day. Drake missing chances early. They had a lot of chances early in this match, but sending a couple off of the crossbar, a couple off the sidebar that missed, and then ultimately were able to set something up late. But there's that play by Evansville. Off a deflection, the header goes in, and it goes back to the back of the net. Evansville takes the 1-0 lead at that point, and then Evansville left to scramble inside the last minute. A cross goes into the back corner of the goal, and Drake breathing a sigh of relief here in this first half. As you see, they're the aggressor in terms of shots. Even at shots on goal, more fouls on Evansville corners Drake's advantage here. A big play there for Drake to get that last-minute goal in the back of the net.
Yeah, and the last 5 minutes really just getting them in that position where they can score that goal, and they have the the goal there at the end to tie it up. We're going to continue going to break here. You're watching The Valley here on ESPN 3.
Since its founding in 1854, the mission of the University of Evansville is to offer an experience that not only educates our students, but transforms their lives. To fulfill this mission, we guarantee the following. We guarantee you will receive an academic scholarship. We guarantee you will be taught by talented, engaged professors committed to your success. Our student-to-faculty ratio is 14 to 1. We guarantee you will have access to at least one internship. We guarantee you the opportunity to study abroad. And finally, we guarantee you will graduate in 4 years, or the 5th year is on us. So come to the University of Evansville to experience a community that will challenge you, support you, and help you realize your full potential. We guarantee it.
at halftime is we're honoring 25 years of women's sports in the MVC, and take a look at the 2006 Drake women's soccer team. Their first NCAA tournament appearance, their only NCAA tournament appearance after winning the MVC tournament. And for the UE aside, it was the 1998 squad. Their first tournament appearance in the NCAA tournament, and it was actually the first time an MVC team had appeared in the NCAA tournament for that UE women's soccer side. So, two teams with a lot of history in their women's soccer programs. As you look there, the women's soccer appearance there for Evansville Purple Aces, and we're going to take a break. Get back. When we're back, it'll be the start of the second half. You're watching The Valley on ESPN 3. Here on McCutcheon Stadium. Just a few minutes left in halftime as it's Evansville and Drake tied at 1 here in this matchup between the two teams. And take a look at what some matchups across the Missouri Valley Conference later tonight as it's Northern Iowa traveling up to Valparaiso to take on Valparaiso, and Indiana State and Illinois State doing battle there in Terre Haute. Illinois State and Valparaiso near the top of the Missouri Valley Conference. UNI dropping down a little bit after the loss from Drake, and Indiana State in the same position as Evansville, trying to make up some ground in the early part of the conference season.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And boy, does Drake have their hands full here right now. I don't think anybody would have told you coming in that 3-0 Drake would be tied with Evansville, with Evansville having a lead coming in at 0-3. So a game Evansville squad here this afternoon, and that Drake goal comes in the last minute of play in the first half. A real difference-making goal there for Drake, and probably alters these coaches' speeches at halftime inside that last minute.
So now coming into halftime, what are some keys to this second half for both teams? As you talked about, just getting the score back tied to Drake in the last minute, but Evansville, they played well to get the lead, but just now trying to keep that going to possibly retake the lead here in the second half.
Well, I think Evansville, they've got to understand, and Coach McHenry's got to be telling her squad, we are still ahead of where we thought we probably would be at this point. That first half, even though it ends in a tie, is still a win for us. So let's keep on what we're doing. Let's find some more attacks on the offensive end. They have had limited attack opportunities. They've obviously taken advantage of those opportunities with the one goal, but continue to find more opportunities down on the offensive end and try to do what they had success with. The reason Drake got a goal late is because Evansville saw the ball come way back downfield real quick from goal to goal almost in time that the defense didn't have the time to set up and adjust. Evansville's been really good defensively at getting jerseys to and around the ball, disrupting the shooting and passing lanes for Drake. And if you're Drake, I think you're still kind of sticking to the theme here. Continue to pressure the ball. Continue to make Evansville make those defensive plays, hoping and knowing at some point you're going to find another breakdown. It may take to the last minute of the half, but they found that breakdown. And I think that's the key for Drake here in the second half. So pretty much more the same, I think, is the approach from both of these coaches. Evansville's probably happy where they are in the first half. Yeah, that last-minute goal kind of stings. Drake probably happy that last-minute goal came, but frustrated that they weren't able to tack on more.
You think still, as Drake not playing the game they wanted to in the first half, but even with the game tied and knowing that they've played in games that have gone to overtime and have been able to come out victorious, you think that gives the Drake Bulldogs a sort of confidence, knowing that, hey, this game can stay tied all at once. We know that we can come up big in the late moments, as we've done in the past month. Yeah, no doubt about it. And their senior leadership really going to come and loom large here. So many seniors, a veteran ball club. They've been through wars, knockdown, dragouts throughout their career, and no doubt about the fact that they like and probably relish a little bit in these adverse situations, especially on the road. But something too to point out, Matt, is that Drake is, despite the fact that they have been all worldly in MVC play, they are still only at 500 on the road. They've not played many away from home. They're just 2-2 on the road. So now on the road, playing with a little adversity, we'll see how Drake adjusts. So far on the season, Drake 3-0-1 in overtime plays. If we get to that situation, Evansville have lost their 2 overtime matches, but we're still a long way away from that as the second half kicks off. As is Drake keeping the possession. We flip side. The Drake players in the gray jerseys going from the left side of your screen to the right. Evansville in the orange going from right to left. Drake with it, the possession. Just a poorly timed pass there, trying to find the jersey of Olivia Bruce on that far side. Evansville will get the throw in and their first real possession of this second half.
Well, you talk about adjustments and what do you want to do coming out of the locker room here in the second half. Coach Lindsey Horner telling us that the whole plan, the whole part of what has led them to success is to stay grounded. And I think that's kind of the message here is, you know what? We got behind. We've tied it up. We're okay. Just never get too upset or too happy. Don't be too complacent. Don't be too upset. And just continue to do what you do. And that's what Drake's going to try to do here. And Evansville looking to attack here for the first time.
Yeah, as a through ball, stepped in front of by Allie Smith, playing back to Morris. Not the clearance she would want, but it goes over the head of Portnier. Portnier, good move to get around Fiorotto, but goes too far for her reach. It'll be a throw-in for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, good play, just couldn't track it down, so the Bulldogs get the throw-in here, but like the aggressiveness out of Evansville here early, getting the ball on their offensive end here in these first couple of minutes.
Ball over the top. And it'll be a throw-in called by the near side lines judge towards Evansville, and now Evansville in prime position in their offensive third.
I think that was the right call. I think Drake's upset about it because it came late, but I think it was the right call to give Evansville the throw in. They'll get another one here.
Another one as Linda Fiorotto, the junior, plays it away. As you mentioned, another throw in, and Sarah Osinski goes back to the fence for the long throw in the box. Trying to find Hunter. Played back, another throw in. Evansville's third in about 30 seconds.
Whoever scores first here is going to have a pretty big edge. That's the understatement of the day, right? But Evansville's got a chance as they look to the middle here.
This one, as you mentioned, into the box, but headed away. A good play from Casey Hurt, staying confident with that header on. And Hurt watches it trail out of play for a throw-in for the Bulldogs on the far side.
Drake telling us they've got that mantra of wanting to be the team that scores first. They like having control of the game. And no doubt any team would, but Drake has really been persistent and insistent upon scoring first. And now that back to a tie score with that late goal in the first half, I think they're really going to try to pick up that intensity once again on the offensive side. Evansville probably more content with a 1-1 score. Hopefully they stay aggressive here as well.
The through ball, trying to find Bruce. Leeser gets to it first. And Sierra Pagan for the Purple Aces clears it as far as the standing point there for a throw-in. Bruce for Drake with Pagan on her hip. Crosses the ball. Bulldogs still in possession. They circle the wagons, play it back to their back line.
And again, you kind of get the gist of what we're talking about. So many orange jerseys in the middle of the field.
This one bounces in the box, but nothing too worrisome for Michaela Till. But everywhere where a Drake player goes, an Evansville player is right there with her.
And making it easy for our television viewers to see here today with those orange jerseys.
Oh, yeah.
You know right where Evansville's at.
This one cleared back to Morris, and Morris waits to pick it up. Just under 5 minutes played. Not seen a score in this second half. Remaining the tie of 1-1 between the Purple Aces and the Bulldogs of Drake. Drake with control. Good pass there from Waniger. Kayla Harvey stepping in front. Before it's played forward to Bruce. Rohan there. Sees it go out of play. Throw in on the side for the Bulldogs.
We haven't really called the name of Rebecca Rogers much here today. She had a few shots earlier. Drake going to try to get their big star on track.
As they play into the box. Forward. But offside there was Hannah Wilder, the goal scorer for Drake at the end of the first half. As you talk about Rogers, I don't think I see her out there to start the second half.
Yeah, I'm looking for myself here. As you said, Drake whistled for the offside, so conspicuous by her absence if, in fact, Rogers isn't out there. Where's number 9 on her jersey back? And she is standing right here beside her head coach on the sideline, getting ready to come into the game.
Yeah, as we mentioned, she is ready to come in now. She'll check in the next whistle. Is Drake trying to build an attack before they get their star forward in? Good job of keeping possession there. Now the Bulldogs play forward. Bruce on this near side now. Evansville takes it away for the moment. Rickett almost got the throw in. Instead, it looks like it's going to be a foul against Rickett. And this near side, free kick coming for Drake.
No move for the substitution yet because the free kick will happen first here.
Setting up
Rogers
the spot.
getting loose.
Is Casey Hurt going to be the lone player to take it? Another spread out formation like a corner kick for the Bulldogs. Hurt puts left foot in. So in a good position, but Bulldogs can't get a good play on that one. Be a goal kick for Evansville, and as you mentioned, Rogers coming into the game now.
Yeah, does not to start here in the second half. She'll come in for Wilder here in the 37th minute of this second half of play. Comes in, ranked second all-time in program history at Drake, 10th overall in Valley history, and has been the prolific scorer for this ball club. Wanted to rest up a bit more before getting going here in the second half.
Rogers, a good through ball. Bulldogs in a position where they can take a shot on goal. They will, and it's in the back of the net.
Well, welcome back, Rogers. Sets up the play, and Waniger puts it in the back of the net. What took so long? How did they not have Rogers in before is what you wonder a little bit. Wanted to rest her up, bring her in at the right moment, and boy, they found the right moment there, and Drake goes on top for the first time.
And that's the impact of Rebecca Rogers as she put the good through ball. The fellow senior Rachel Waniger found herself with some space and delivered a good ball to score this one, her second of the season.
You see Rogers come in if you're Evansville defensively, and it's like, okay, here she is, here we go, we're going to go get her. And then Drake able to get Rogers to assist on the play, found an opening, and made the Aces pay.
And now a turnover for the Aces. Rogers finds it at her feet again. Drake with Alyssa Brand. Brand had a couple chances there early in the first half, has been quiet so far. Linda Fioroto playing forward. He'll go across the goal line there on that near side for a goal kick for the Purple Aces. Now, the game plans change for both teams as Drake getting the goal in the 9th minute, only 9 minutes played in this second half. And now they have the lead, and Evansville, knowing that they want to try to get a result out of this, have to be more aggressive to try and get a goal as quick as possible.
Well, you talk about the difference that Rogers makes is Evansville's going to have to go back to retrieve this one.
Yeah, it's Pagan tracking all the way back as that one went over her head. Evansville gets possession back with the through ball.
You talk about the difference Rogers makes. She comes in to the match at the 52-minute, 34-second mark of the half, and a goal occurs at 52:07. Not even 30 seconds had passed, and Rogers' impact already felt on the field as Drake takes their first lead here.
And as Rohan battling with Rickett there, she'll play it back. On forward, here is Salisbury. On that far side, it's Hurt. Crosses it in, and Till comes out of her box to collect that one. A couple subs waiting for the Bulldogs. So it's Annie Schmitz as well as Shelly Lee-Jack waiting in the technical area.
That last ball down the middle of the field, I think Drake was trying to get it to Rogers in the middle on the long pass downfield and just overshot her just a bit, or she couldn't make the play, and Till comes out a goal to save it.
Rohan challenging on that near side, forcing a kick out of play for Blair. Now the subs will come in as Annie Schmitz returns, and first time believes what we're seeing Shelly Lee-Jack. Yeah, that'll be the first entry for Lee-Jack, the sophomore. Has a goal on the season. Has played in every game. This makes it 15-15.
Two sophomores coming in for Drake, wanting to keep the legs fresh out there, especially with a 2-1 lead. Evansville's going to need to get a little bit more aggressive here in this second half. They got to get the ball down at their end. We spent a lot of time at the Drake offensive end of the field here in this second half of play. We saw that in the first half. Drake had a lot of shots on goal early in the half, but then Evansville was able to get a couple of looks in the second half of play, and now official is going to go down and have a word as Evansville and Drake tried to have a few words.
Lee-Jack and Portnier challenging there. Bulldogs with the possession. Fioroto sees it go out of play. Good challenge there from Ositsky. She takes a throw in quickly. Portnier tried to find Hunter right in front. Allie Smith, senior defender, making sure that play goes nowhere. Now it is Smith with the ball. Played back. Here's Fioroto. Rogers. Lee-Jack. Around Rickett. And a foul called against Rickett. Another free kick for the Bulldogs. And I want to see the exact numbers on the fouls there. That's number 9 for Evansville. You talked about it a little bit in that first half, how Evansville He's committed a lot of fouls, one of the tops in the Valley and the nation. And so far, that's set up some plays for Drake in this one on set pieces.
And they've had some opportunities off those fouls, but no goals directly because of the fouls at this point in play. But definitely being aggressive, sometimes a little too aggressive as ball gets hung up there. But Evansville, again, the Purple Aces here have got to get the ball back on their side of this half line, and Drake continues to dominate with possession here.
Yeah, Drake very comfortable with possession, playing on this side of the half. As a cross in the box, gonna go for none. The foul called. Offside. Offside called, actually, on the other side.
Jack tried to get there to get set up, but offside's the call. And ball deflected anyway there by Evansville's Rickett.
Kayla Till, who so far in the game has faced only 3 shots on goal, has had to make 1 save so far. But it's allowed the 2 goals. A lot of shots been taken by the Bulldogs, not too many on target.
9 total shots, 3 on goal, 2 of them to the back of the net for the Bulldogs. Not the best of ratios for Evansville defensively.
He's trying to find Olivia Bruce there. She was looming in the box just over her head for the header. Another goal kick coming for the Purple Aces and Till. One season comes in 192 goals against average. Has 1 shutout on her UE career, it being only 14 games long. Won't see one here, obviously, but still trying to learn and develop with a new challenge. Her first time seeing Drake.
First time through the league. Always interesting to see how players react to that. And Evansville's got to be excited about the fact that they've got a freshman in the box who's done a pretty good job on this season. And has certainly started well for Evansville. And future bright for Till in the box for Evansville out of Avon, Indiana.
Molly Lear checks back in for Evansville. She started, and Jenna Sopinski, who played good minutes at the end of that first half into the second, checking out. Lear getting into the game, making an impact. Making her impact felt, and Elaine Gorham plays ball over the top for Annie Schmitz. Schmitz with Pagan right next to her. Tries to go around Pagan, runs out of room. Last touched by Evansville and Sierra Pagan. Schmitz finds a throw in. Good defense there from Morgan Blair. Staying confident with the Drake player right next to her in her own box. Clears it as far as the back line for Drake. Schmitz. Rogers now with it. Through ball. Good play. Open play. Shot going to be attempted and scored. Want to see the number on that one. Looks like the 20 of Rachel Waniger.
The goal by number 20.
Another goal for her in this total, and the lead balloons up to 3 with under 30 minutes to play in this second half, and just a great through ball. Waniger really unmarked on that one, and perfect ball sent to that near side corner.
Yeah, 2 of the 3 times that we've seen Drake put the ball in the back of the net, it's been because they've been able to outrun the Evansville defense and get in front with nobody in the way, unmarked. And another goal for Drake, who has now, they've scored 3 unanswered. The first of the 3 came in the last minute of the first half, and now Evansville's really got to get aggressive and turn things up on the offensive end, down 2 goals now. And I don't know what it is for Evansville in the second half. You're a young ball club. Maybe it's the fatigue of playing, perhaps. But this team has really struggled giving up goals in the second half. They've pitched a few shutouts in the first half that they've played. And this is the first time, really, we've seen the the Drake keeper have to touch the ball in the box. The senior Haley Morris touching it for probably one of the first times here in this second half. So Evansville has not been able to keep the ball in their possession on the offensive end. That's been a real struggle. And, I think one of the things to talk about here, too, is the experience of Drake and the youth of Evansville may be starting to show a little bit here in the second half. 7 seniors on the roster, 6 of them start for Drake. For Evansville, 3 seniors on the roster, 2 starters. So definitely a youth movement. For Evansville, the future is bright. For Drake, the future is now. A lot of good senior play, and the seniors starting to rise to the occasion here.
Yeah, the experience showing in this one as being down 1, Drake didn't give up, scored that goal in the end of that first half, as you mentioned, then 2 more here in the second half to build the lead up to 2, 3-1 for the Bulldogs. And they have the possession, and really, it seems like they've held possession for all 17 minutes of this second half.
Haley Morris is acting like she's paying attention. I'm sure she is, but she hasn't had to do much here in the second half.
Played a through ball forward. That's Lee Jack challenging on that near side.
Evansville going to make a change here as Taryn McMillan, the freshman from Centerville, Ohio, going to enter in for Pagan here. And every time I think I'm mentioning a substitution for Evansville, I'm talking about a sophomore, a freshman, just a lot of youth on this Evansville team for Coach Kristen McKendry in her 10th season.
McMillan, a kind of player that Coach McKendry likes to move around. Subbing in for Pagan. She'll probably play her in that back line, but watch for McMillan to move up when Evansville gets possession and move forward to bring some girls forward. This one's played in the box, cleared away nicely. And Elaine Gorham going to have to track it down. Gorham all the way back to her defensive half. Now forward to Smith. 26:30 to go in this second half. Drake the 3-1 lead. And possession with Rachel Weininger, the only goal scorer of this second half, as she has 2 for the Bulldogs. Evansville almost got it back, but a good play from Schmitz to step in front of that one. And Drake very content with playing possession wherever it is. Right now it's on their back line, but they have the confidence to move it forward and move it back at ease, basically.
Yeah, just ultimately playing the ultimate game of keep away right now with a 2-goal lead on the road and really trying to force an Evansville team that looks a little fatigued. And it's hot out here today. I mean, I don't think in mid-October you come in expecting to play mid-80-degree weather in the Midwest. And so Evansville trying to play through the fatigue. Another save here.
Yeah, I believe that was Rogers taking the shot.
Yep.
Yeah, Rogers shot on goal, but Michaela Till right there to stop it. That was Rogers' first shot on goal so far. She had 3 shots coming in to that play there, but her first one on target. She's made plays for her teammates, but quiet on the goal scoring mark. Has not added to her team high 12 goals this season.
10 of those goals in their last 7 matches, so definitely a player that likes to score a lot and has not been able to cash in as of yet.
Bulldogs once again holding possession as we're under 25 to play in the second half. 3-1 the lead. Drake moving forward. There's Schmitz laying over the top. Find Borman, but Borman finds herself offside.
Seen Drake offsides a few times here this afternoon, a little overly aggressive. Evansville will bring it back as they try to mount a comeback here.
Evansville has to realize that if they're going to want to come back in this game, they got to score quickly. Getting close to that 24-minute mark left in this second half, and with Drake in full control of possession and really the game in this second half, Evansville has to do all they can, and they'll get a shot here with the throw-in. Got to take the most advantage of it. Osinski sends one into the box. Hit it once, twice. Out of play, but it will be a corner kick for Evansville on the far side. So, important play coming up for the Purple Aces.
Yeah, important for the Aces to flip the field position and get it down to their end of the field. And you called it an important corner kick coming right here.
Hunter's going to take it, puts her left foot into it. It's a short corner, played away. Look for a secondary corner coming in as Hunter gives it. Going to that far post and just over the post there as Morris had to watch it. And luckily for Morris, it goes over. It's Jamie Lee Hunter, very good set piece taker, very good cross player, but has a lot of touch on her shots. That really just challenge a lot of goalkeepers across the valley and across opponents for Evansville.
Yeah, you talk about Hunter for Evansville. The freshman comes from New Zealand. They call New Zealanders Kiwis. That was my Google reference check of the day, by the way. And just nice to see what she's brought to the table for Evansville in her freshman year. And one of the top players in New Zealand soccer play. One of the few that's being looked at for potentially playing for the under-20 national team down in New Zealand. Footballer of the Year by College Sport Wellington nominees, so definitely bringing the New Zealand touch to the Evansville Soccer Aces, and no doubt a bright star coming up in her career here for UE.
She's definitely had the chances in the past couple of games. She's played every game as Drake getting the possession back, trying to build a counterattack. Ruby challenging, and Blair kicks it away, but more on Jamie Lee Hunter. She's played in 14 games so far in this season, but it's really been the past 5 or 6 games where she's found her strike, has 3 goals on the season with a couple assists to add on to that. She's been efficient. 12 shots, 6 shots on goal, 3 goals coming of them.
Yeah, no doubt. Those are the kind of numbers you like, a 50-50 scorer. And the shots taken and at the goal, and just a real efficient player and does a lot. Distributes the ball well, scores. Just a good midfielder. It's what you want to see out of your midfield position.
She comes in at 5'7", but it doesn't look it on the field. She has a large frame, very intimidating frame there. Has a lot of strength built in her where she can win the balls out of the air and challenge on attacks or defenses on when she's playing the ball. She's a dynamic player that Coach McKendry is very excited to have on her offense. Just a freshman. So the sky's the limit for Hunter in this Aces offense.
Molly Lear getting fouled there by Drake as Wyjack commits the foul, it looks like there. Evansville will play it on. Going to have to start making some adjustments here, down 2 goals. Going to have to start really overextending yourself to get on the offensive end and try to put the ball in the net.
Yeah, you gotta get some chances here. We're approaching the under 20-minute mark in the second half, and here is Hunter. He's gonna take the shot on, and that went through, I think, one defender's legs, and from that angle, it didn't seem like it would do a lot, but challenged Morris, and she had to watch it into her hands there.
Yeah, Morris, who hasn't been called on a lot here in the second half, had to rise to the occasion there. It looked like the ball from Hunter was slicing away from her and had to go out and make the save nicely there to keep an Evansville chance off the board.
Well, Hunter naturally left-footed. You don't usually see that in soccer overall, but pretty ambidextrous with her feet as she can play with her left or right foot. She used her left foot to slice that one to the far side. Sierra Pagan checks back into the game. Coming in for Sarah Osinski.
Rebecca Corbett checking in here for Drake as well, a 5'6" freshman out of Urbandale, Iowa, making her first appearance.
That's Pagan calling for it immediately. They can't get to her on the throw-in. Drake retaking possession for the moment. Evansville back with Ruby. Now they try and find Hunter, who can only deflect it forward. And Morris going to be patient with her play and picks it up there.
Again, trying to take some clock away. They the clock becoming the biggest enemy for Drake right now with a 2-goal lead.
Mentioned trying to use as much time as we're under 19 to play in the second half. Drake with the commanding 3-1 lead. Evansville trying to break into that with this chance here. Long ball over the top. Portnier is going to track it down. She's got one girl to beat. She will beat her. Takes the shot way over the post there, and not the shot Portnier would want it, as she had the space. Maybe able to take one more dribble. I'm not sure, though, as defense was closing in, and she took the only shot she had.
Well, and it's frustrating sometimes what you draw in your mind doesn't exactly always pan out the way that it's played, and Portnier would like to have that kick back again. Missed it too high that time. Tried to go over the top of the keeper Morris, but not that far over the top.
There's a goal kick, not where Morris wanted that one. As it goes out of play for the throw-in on the far side. Evansville taking it quick, a powerful throw-in there. Lear over the top. Hunter, head on to Lear. Still possession. Drake defense. Very good there, stopping that one. And trying to play it forward.
Just disrupting what Evansville wants to do. That's what Drake is all about right now, and just done a good job of disrupting the play the last couple of times down.
Another throw in. Evansville moving down the field just a little bit at a time. Here's Hunter. Finds Lear. Lear across. Morris takes charge there. Stepping in front of that one before it can do any damage.
Yeah, good recognition of where people were on the field, both offensively and defensively. Knew she could come up that time with a defender in the area to get in the lane of that pass.
After the goal kick, Bulldogs trying to build an attack of their own. A little too far. Out of the reach there of Rebecca Rogers. Throw in for Evansville back to the other side.
Drake looking to get Wilder back in here at the next dead ball. The senior going to come in right now, as a matter of fact. Senior out of Wheatfield, Indiana. Into Kankakee Valley. Comes in for Stevenson here.
Evansville stepping in front of that pass nicely. Building possession of their own. Here's McMillan. Good move to get around Wilder. Millen's still with it. Leah to Ruby. Millen finds it at her feet. Here's Ruby. Open space. Here's Emily Rickett. Portnier trying to connect back with Rickett, but it will be a throw-in for Evansville on this near side.
A chance for Evansville now, getting closer down toward their goal to really try to take advantage of this opportunity. They haven't had many here in the second half, and they got to play through the fatigue right now, play through the tired legs, and find a way to put the ball in the back of the net, or at least get a shot off here.
Good through ball from Hunter, getting past two defenders. Now Portnier crosses it, trying to find Lear. The Bulldogs take over back the other side. Rebecca Corbett clears the ball down to the other side of the pitch.
Looks like Drake has done a really good job adjusting to getting more in the Evansville passing lanes here in the second half, not allowing those opportunities to very even rarely get to the keeper here.
If you're just joining us, Drake with the 3-1 lead after 2 goals in this second half against the Evansville Purple Aces from A-Rad McCutcheon Stadium. As you're watching The Valley on ESPN 3. Onside Kyle Peach, I'm Matt Reed, giving you this broadcast of Missouri Valley Conference Women's Soccer.
Come a surprise to a lot of people that may be tuning in here in the second half to know that Evansville had a 1-0 lead in this one, all the way to the closing minute of the half before Drake got on the board, and they have scored 3 unanswered now on the road here in Evansville.
Drake's done a good job of sticking with their play and getting those 3 straight goals, 1 at the end of the first half, 2 in this second half. Rachel Waniger has been the player to beat for Drake. 2 goals in 8 8 minutes apart in that second half.
Yeah, really a difference maker on the day. Rogers has been involved, has not scored, but has definitely been involved for Drake. Picking up an assist after being on the field for less than 30 seconds in the second half.
Drake plays back to their keeper in Morris. Morris comes out of her box. A lot of confidence there. It's back line for the Bulldogs, getting some touches. Far side, it's Hurt there. Good takeaway from Evansville. As Portnier can't connect one of her teammates. And Salisbury takes it away. Playing forward, here's Olivia Bruce. Handball.
Yep, handball came up on her leg that time, right to the hand. Evansville will get it.
They take it fast. Forward, Portnier gets around a defender. Trying to use his speed. Has Corbett on her hip. Now Portnier has one defender to beat. Still battling with it. Portnier and now Morris gets in front of that one.
What's the call going to be? They're just going to go with a goal kick, looks like. Potentially that one could have went out of bounds, but good job by Drake to keep it in play.
Yeah, Morris keeping it from going across that goal line and then throwing out quickly for the counterattack for the Bulldogs. That can't get anywhere as Schmitz has to play it back, but yeah, close play as Portnier trying to get it at that goal line and Morris stopping it from being either a goal kick or a corner kick.
Senior leader here for Evansville trying to step up and rise to the occasion here late.
Here's Bruce with two defenders around her. Play it forward. Rohan. Pardon me, that's Alyssa Brand. Now to Bruce, who has Leeser on her hip. Bruce runs out of room. Goal kick.
So Evansville running out of time here, down 2 goals. They are able to score first. Drake has scored more frequently here in the second half of play, and the Aces have not had many chances. Well, the better looks they had last time they had possession with Portnier running down the field.
After the goal kick, Lane Gorham says, I don't want any part of that. Clears it into open space. Evansville. Just not getting the right passes there as out of play, and a couple subs will come in for the Bulldogs.
Mitchell Waniger coming back in, the big difference maker so far in this one. Allie Burke, a sophomore from Shawnee, Kansas, coming in to play here for Drake as well. Inside 11 minutes to go now in the contest.
For Burke, only her 5th game played this season. Does not have a stat registered except for games played. Bulldogs, good defense there, but still have a chance. Bruce off the post. Bruce, a second chance. Blocked and cleared by the Purple Aces. Evansville doing a good job defensively at their goaltender as well as blocking from their defensive line. Olivia Bruce had 2 chances on goal, and Evansville holding firm to keep it only a 2-goal deficit.
Yeah, freshman Bruce got to be frustrated she couldn't get one of those 2 shots to go in.
Headed down, take a shot, another block. It's Morgan Blair. And Evansville with the counterattack. Portnier with speed.
Similar to what we saw Drake score their first goal on, where the ball moved quickly from one end of the field to the other. Evansville slowing it up now, though.
Allowing some players to come up forward as Lear's pass from to Portnier stepped in front of by Linda Fiorotto. Here is Wilder, back to Fiorotto. Forward, last touched. Well, not out of play yet.
Wow.
And the ball's going to stop, and it will be out of play now, a throw-in. That ball refused to go out.
Magnets in the ball and the out-of-bounds line hooked up there a long ways down the line before that one finally went out of play.
And Carson Kleinrich coming in for the Purple Aces, another freshman on this UE squad from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Only her 2nd game played. Here is Allie Smith, senior. To her fellow defenseman, Elaine Gorham. Gorham, a junior. A lot of experience in this back line. Gorham, a junior. Linda Fiorotto, a junior. With seniors in Casey Hurt and Allie Smith commanding the back line. Here's Ruby, the senior for Evansville, one of 3 seniors for the Purple Aces. Onside Ruby, it's Portnier, as well as Nikki Bayham, who was sidelined a few weeks ago now with a knee injury that is going to put her out for the rest of the season. Evansville with 3 seniors on the roster, 2 able to play.
You hate to see that. The senior get injured in the senior season. That's rough stuff, especially when you are so young like you are with Evansville. But Mayhem hopefully coming the role of mentor on the sideline and teaching the youngsters, even though she can't be on the field.
And a tough career for Nikki Bayham, really, is she has dealt with knee injuries for basically all 4 years. A lot of talent in the number 4 jersey of Nikki Bayham. Put up a few goals on her season, but has always been limited to injuries through her UE career, and just one became too much. And her career being over at UE, as you mentioned, still trying to have an impact as this shot on collected by Till. Still trying to have an impact on this team, even if she cannot play.
There was the team leader in goals, games played, and games started, and fired a shot every 51 minutes of her career. Just unfortunate that injuries sometimes happen and then they continue to happen. That makes it all the more frustrating for Nikki Bayham.
Still part of this senior class, as trying to find the feet of another member of the senior class, Jabez Ruby, but Drake playing it away. Now open space here for the Bulldogs, trying to build on their lead with 6:30 to go. Good play there from Maggie Leeser, stepping in front of the pass. For the Bulldogs. And they'll try to build an attack with what little time they have.
I don't know what it is with the number 3. I'll say this now, and Drake will score again, but Evansville has allowed 3 goals in every Missouri Valley Conference match they've played. They lost 2-3 to Loyola. They lost 3-1 to Northern Iowa and lost 3-0 to Illinois State. I guess the going forward from here, let's just avoid 3 if we can, is the thought of the Evansville team. But only one time in those 4 matches in Valley play, counting this one today, has Evansville not scored. That was their last outing at Illinois State, but they have scored in all 4 matches, and that's something I think, or 3 of the 4, and that's something that Evansville can hang their hat on a little bit. They're getting through. They're puncturing these teams with defense, getting through those defenders, just allowing a few too many goals on the defensive end.
Yeah, as you mentioned there, it's not from lack of scoring, it's just from giving up too many so far on the defensive side is the reason why Evansville 0-3 on conference play this season, and barring a huge comeback in the last 5 minutes, likely they'll go down to 0-4 in conference play. But have had chances on the offensive end and have converted, but as you mentioned, just giving up too many goals here. As Drake in another position to try and score. Borman finds Rogers. Can Rebecca Rogers score today? She cannot. Michaela Till right in front of her.
Shot went right at the keeper that time from Rogers, and thought maybe that Till would move one way or the other, and instead it came right at her. She held her ground and made a nice save there against one of the most prolific scorers in the Valley. You talk about goals and goals allowed. Coming into this one today, Evansville scoring 1.25 goals per match, but allowing right at 2. Drake comes in, allowing and scoring both 0.85 goals per match. So they don't score a lot on average. but they don't allow a lot, and that's kind of been the mantra here. But the Bulldogs certainly getting the job done here today.
Doing work well defensively since that first goal. They not allowed too many close chances for Morse, as they're trying to build one here. A little too far for Montana Portnier, but ever since that first goal, Evansville, I believe that had one or maybe two shots on goal in this second half, and that's a lot of credit to the back line for the Bulldogs, and really just the possession that Drake has had so far in this game to stop anything Evansville's wanted.
7 shots on goal for Drake, 16 shots in total. Evansville just 3 shots on goal, 5 shots in total. So definitely Drake has been the more aggressive team on the offensive end, trying to potentially go on an attack again here.
Yeah, still the attack. Rebecca Rogers getting around Leeser. Rogers thinks about a cross. We'll go low. Cross it back. Bulldogs still with it. Waniger looking for the hat trick. Gonna lead off. Drake with the shot. Kayla Till gets the rolling ball in her hands with under 3 to go.
A shot on goal by number 12, Allie Burke for the Bulldogs. Save represented number 1.
And Allie Burke in the stat sheet now with 1 shot so far on the season. Here's Harvey over the top. McMillan. Back to her defensive lineman, Leeser. DeLear. McMillan. She finds Clean right. Throw in Evansville. Here is Lear. Getting around one defender. Trying to build something. Lear looking for an outlet. Doesn't find it. Drake playing forward. Here's Rogers. Rogers waits. Through ball. Now with speed. Here is Borman. Borman one-on-one. She scores. Good ball from Olivia Borman in the final 2 minutes as she was able to sprint past the defense and just put the ball over Michaela Till. And Drake going to build this lead up to 3 in the final 2 minutes of this match.
Yeah, Hannah Borman, a real difference maker. You know, Rogers shines as the star more times than not, but Borman, the freshman out of Amana, Iowa, stepping up big there and adding to the Drake lead. Getting a goal here in the box for Drake. That is the second, make it third goal of the season for Hannah Borman, who was a previous winner of the MVC Newcomer of the Week.
Yep.
The weekly release back on October the 2nd. Started and played 66 minutes in a game against the Crusaders there. Recorded a pair of assists in that win. An assist leader on this team. Has played in all matches that Drake has played, and now a 4-1 lead, 4 unanswered for Drake.
An onslaught for the Bulldogs as Borman, you mentioned, picking up a 3rd goal of the season. She knows how to score. Last year when she was in high school playing at Clear Creek Amana, led her team to the conference championship with 28 goals as a senior. She has 3 on the season here in her college soccer career.
Time getting late. The only drama that remains is will Rogers score? She comes in with a 6-game scoring streak. Has not scored in Missouri Valley Conference play and has scored in 6 straight matches. Scored in 7 of the previous 8. That dates back to September the 10th for Drake, but they don't need a Rogers goal. They've got this one well in hand here.
Yeah, 40 seconds to go now, and foul call against the Bulldogs. Evansville going to try their best to get back on the score sheet in this second half. And maybe have an answer. Won't be the necessary answer for Drake's 4 straight goals.
I mean, there's not a spot on the field you can get 3 points in 1 goal?
Have not made one, no.
Have not seen that yet, huh?
No. It's 10 seconds left. Countdown is on. The Bulldogs going to come away with the victory with their 11th victory on the season, 4-0 in conference play. Evansville dropping to 4-10, 0-4 in conference play. Just a dominant victory for the Bulldogs from the start of the second half.
Yeah, scary first half. They were down most of the half. Evansville scored early, looked to have a lot of momentum on their side, but Drake being Drake comes back for a big no-doubter win.
I like that, Drake being Drake. So, for Kyle Peach, I'm Matt Reed saying so long from Evansville, where the final score is Drake 4, Evansville 1. To watch this entire game on replay, as well as other games on our family of ESPN networks, log on to watchespn.com or download the Watch ESPN app. Thanks everyone for watching. This has been a presentation of ESPN.